Welcome to the Local Feature Series. My name is Sean Larson, real estate broker, sharing information about our area for people who are already local and for people who are considering moving here and want to do a little bit of research. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure the notifications are turned on so you receive notices about new videos we release. Again, my name is Sean Larson, real estate broker. Enjoy today's spotlight. Well, today we're going to check out what is formerly named the Marcella Vivrette Smith Park here in Brentwood, Tennessee. Most of us locals, we just refer to it as Smith Park, and it is located about at the intersection of Split Log Road and Wilson Pike on the east side of I-65 in Williamson County. And this all originated back in about 2010 or so. Brentwood had acquired about 320 acres, and at that time it was known as the Ravenswood Farm. Now keep in mind that there is an S on that name, and it is Ravenswood, but there is also a local high school with the name Ravenwood with no S. So sometimes when people are having discussions, it gets a little confusing whether somebody is mispronouncing one of the names or not. So just a clarification on that. And in about 2013, Brentwood was able to acquire another 80 acres as part of that original purchase in 2010. They had an option on that they exercised. So the park, I believe at that time, I think nearly doubled the green space that Brentwood had in the park space within the city. After a lot of planning, design, and construction, we now have an overpass that we're traveling across right now, and it takes you over the well-established CSX railroad track right there. And previous to the construction of the park, believe it or not, the driveway to the home still went directly over the railroad tracks. So trying to make a park a public place, you can't really do that. So they did construct this awesome overpass that now clears over the railroad tracks, and you can quite often catch a train there as you're crossing over that bridge. On the left side, we are now passing the original farm home, and on the right, you've got a barn, and it very closely resembles what was there. It is a functional barn. It does house equipment to help maintain the park, but the original had become a bit in disrepair, so Brentwood decided it was time to go ahead and rebuild that. At the end of this street, or this part of the loop, you're going to have the trailhead. Then that's really where you enter all of the trails up there in the hills off in the distance there. This park has about 6 miles of trails, and they are initiating also a mountain biking system, and that has gotten underway. It's not activated yet, but years in the future, if you're watching this video, that trail system is probably already up and running. Here we are in the rear of the home. You can even see a tent there that was probably from an event or wedding event from this previous weekend. It's an extremely popular site for weddings, corporate events, and things like that. Especially in the fall, you see a lot of family portraits being taken, not only around the original home, but like I mentioned, down by the barn there and even in the field. There is a lane to the right. You won't be able to see it from the road, but there is a lane to the right of the barn there, and that actually was the original driveway to the home, and that is so picturesque. It's extremely popular for family portraits. And you can see with the type of light you have here in the fall why it's so popular for portraits. The fall colors are starting to come out this season, and it is just extremely beautiful down there in that park. A nice thing about this park is that it's located in such a fashion that so many different communities can easily access it. There are no communities directly adjacent to it with accessibility, but some of the neighborhoods in the surrounding area that can access it by the Brentwood bike path are going to be neighborhoods like Ingleham Farms, The Laurels, Morgan Farms, Terramore, Northumberland, Tuscany Hills, and Sonoma. So this is the original home to the farm. It has been restored and remodeled. It's kind of been modernized so they could actually have events there and it could accommodate that type of use. And this is the old original cellar where they stored their foods and goods for the home. I thought it was kind of comical. I noticed later that somebody had written help on there. And this is the incredible rear porch. It gets a lot of it used for events because just to the right behind the camera angle is where they would assemble a tent for weddings and such. As we move around to the left side of the home, this comes over kind of into the sports area and play area of the park. There are going to be multiple soccer fields over here, a playground, restroom facilities, and a small pavilion that people can use for anything that they like, whether that be birthday parties, gatherings, or maybe just a hangout spot during soccer days. Off in the distance there, you see the hills and the walking trails that we noticed on the other side of the loop do cross over into this section as well. So at the far end of this street includes the trail system. With soccer being such a popular sport in our area, as is it is in most of the country, you can imagine how busy this is on the weekends and even during the evenings during the week for practice sessions. Much like some of the other parks in Brentwood, they put in incredible play areas. They really want things to be family oriented and they put them in positions that are easily accessible by the surrounding communities. As you can see, a lot of this park really is dedicated to the outdoors. A lot of green space there. They didn't pack in a lot of amenities. You know, they put the core elements that people need to go enjoy, and then they just left the natural beauty of the farm in place. Now, just for reference, we are returning, we're exiting the loop, we're returning out of the park. So this is the overpass that they built. We're just coming at it from a different direction, and below is the train track. And like I mentioned, you can quite often catch trains passing by. So if you come just to the very top of the bridge here and just wait a little while, you'll have the pleasure of seeing a train pass by. Just beyond those trees, just for reference, you have the community of Ingelheim Farms, which is a popular community here in Brentwood, and it's easily accessible just across the street. Well, that wraps up today's tour of Smith Park in Brentwood. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it kind of showed you a little bit about what the park is about. Even if you're local, or maybe if you're considering relocating to the area, you can kind of see a little bit about the park systems here. We have another park not too far off called Crockett Park, and it has an amphitheater. It's where July 4th fireworks are shot. So feel free to explore that video as well and get even a better feel about Brentwood parks. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a super day. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's spotlight, and I hope there was some useful information in there for you. My name again is Sean Larson, real estate broker. If I can be of any assistance to you, no matter if you're local or if you're considering relocating, please reach out. I'd be happy to answer any questions and offer any assistance, no matter if it's about local information or if it's specific to real estate. Again, my name is Sean Larson, real estate broker. Be sure to subscribe and turn the notifications on for the channel because you wouldn't want to miss anything. Hope you have a super day.